Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Six.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. You know, you look at your car right now. Go outside, look at your car, and go, damn, winter can be hard on a car. It can be really hard on a car. You need to get that thing cleaned up. So shake off the winter grime and get your ride cleaned up and detailed with Willis Automotive Detailing. Just go to willisautomotive.com and make that winter grime go away. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. And leave your comments in the comment section. And, of course, always follow us on our social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy? How's, is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday?
It is Wednesday.
All right. Yeah.
Humpty! God, I hate when I do stuff. I just sound like an idiot when I do stuff
Is that
like
a Geico commercial?
I thought, yeah, I think it was.
The camel at the office, right?
Yeah, you see, automatically, it's funny that you say the camel, because I think, no, it's a Camel cigarette commercial. And I'm like, you can't advertise cigarettes on TV, so therefore it wasn't a cigarette commercial. Anytime you put a camel in a TV spot, I think cigarettes. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. That was it Geico?
It was one of those. It was an insurance, I believe. We have very smart listeners. They're going to let us know in about 3 seconds.
So here's the thing. Isn't it a bad commercial if you don't know what it's for?
Possibly. Hey, we're going to start the show off, and we'll come back to this. We're going to start the show off.
What's about to happen here?
Oh my God, he's in character. Oh my. Oh my.
Morning.
Dr. Jason Sullivan is joining us.
It took my brain a beat to realize what was happening here.
I'm excited about the subject matter, and I haven't had a chance to use this because there's no snow in the western half of the U.S. So let's go.
If you're watching on YouTube, you see exactly what's going on. If you are listening on the audio stream, Dr. Jason Sullivan has shown up in his Walter Goggins goggle glasses, or whatever they're called, and a ski helmet, because there's been a developing story in the Olympic movement, and because Dr. Sullivan has surgery in about an hour, he can only join us for like the first 20 minutes of the show,
or less than that. Yeah,
less than that.
Doesn't have much time. Thank you, first Doc, what's the word I want to look for? Falling for Travis's ruse and pressures here, and joining us this morning. We greatly appreciate it.
Well, he shot me a text before 10 p.m. last night, which is usually better than the 4:30 a.m. As I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get on the air with him. So it works.
Yeah.
By the way, you look like a stormtrooper last night. You look straight. You look straight. No, keep it on. I like it. I actually like it.
Yeah, man. I've never been on skis in my life.
Either have I.
You have not.
No.
It's an acquired taste. You gotta learn when you're young, or else it's very difficult, I think. And I was fortunate enough to learn when I was 10 or 12, so I'm proficient enough to get down a hill, but I'm not. Man, right, some of these skiers out there, you watch them and you're like, it's just so graceful. I look like I'm trying hard to get down a tough hill. So
all right, so transition that into our injury thing here, because if Travis and I were to go out there, we'd probably tear an ACL, right? What is it?
It's definitely possible.
What is it about being out there as a young kid? I mean, obviously your ligaments are a little bit more malleable at that time, or whatever you want to say. What is it about that specific thing of getting on skis, going down a hill, that would tear Travis and I apart? But if you have done it most of your life, your body is used to it in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of balance, right? So I see probably 5 or 10 people coming back from Colorado, Utah with an ACL injury. And a majority of the time, what they tell me is they weren't even going down the hill. They were coming to a stop, or they got tangled up with their skis just getting started. And then what happens is, if ski bindings are meant so that they stay on when you ski, but if you have some type of collision or you're tumbling, that the binding lets go. So that's what, when people call it a yard sale where everything's everywhere, you got to ski uphill, you got to ski on the side. That actually is probably protective. When the skis stay on, for at least us amateurs, you have a really long kind of lever that's torquing your knee and gets stuck in the snow, and your body weight takes you over the top or twists around it. And then you end up with an ACL tear.
And
So-
go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
The reason we're having you on this morning is because you had Lindsey Vonn, who's going to compete in the Olympics, was skiing last week, had a crash. She fully ruptured her ACL, full rupture. She has meniscus damage. She doesn't know if that happened during that crash or if it was already there. And then she has a bruised bone and says she's going to ski this weekend in the Olympics. How is that possible?
Well, I mean, first of all, she's kind of an Olympic hero, and she's one of the toughest ladies ever to downhill, so that helps. But the thing people don't realize is that when you tear your ACL, sometimes people get a really big reaction and they swell substantially, and they need 2 or 3 weeks before surgery. Some people have a reaction where they swell for a couple days to a week, and then if you were to see them in clinic 2 weeks later, they almost come to you and say, "Why would I need surgery? I feel fine right now." And so you can get the knee, and she said it herself. She has a team around her. What they probably did is they probably aspirated some of the fluid in the knee from the ACL tear, like it bleeds into the knee afterwards, right? So they probably aspirated that, potentially injected something, some variety of substances to help heal things, maybe some PRP or whatever it may be. And then you start working on your quad and your range of motion, your hamstrings. And if you get stronger around it, even though you're deficient in your ACL, she's done this so many times that there's some component of muscle memory. And I think she probably knows by her statements that, the chance this doesn't go the way she wants it to is higher than it was if she had her ACL. But it's probably her last Olympics, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, she's
41.
40 some years. Yeah.
She's
Yeah, I mean,
41.
an absolute stud. So why not? I think her thought is she put everything into this. She can always have the surgery when she's done. If she has another injury, another fall, she probably thinks like, I can't get my youth back. I can't do this stuff again.
Yeah.
And it's for most people once in a lifetime opportunity. For her, it's an every 4-year opportunity. But I understand where she's coming from. I still think it's an uphill battle to be the version of herself that she thinks can medal. But I think, why not let it all hang out?
Yeah, because since coming out of retirement, she's been on the podium, I believe, for every competition that she's competed in. And we were talking about, Ross and I were talking beforehand. Is this just he's had?
I need that
he's
thing
had
off. I need it off.
He
I
started.
felt like we were interviewing Daft Punk there. That was awesome. I love that, Doc. That was so cool.
I mean, there's a lot of things here. You're uber competitive, right? I mean, if you're that big of a competitor, you want to compete. But also, I told Ross, this is good for the Olympic story. Every Olympics needs a story. There hasn't been much talk about the Olympics going into it. Lindsey Vonn just made herself the story. People are going to go, can she really do this? So
she's headlining the Olympics now, right? I mean, the ratings, not that they need ratings, but they just went up. And I think anyone who's casual fan or not, just hears about the story is all in,
Yeah, it's a very American story. It's a very American story.
What's funny is yesterday I'm in clinic. I get a text from my wife, this story about Lindsey Vonn, and she says, "This complicates your life, I know," with a couple smiley emojis, because we're constantly telling people why you should have your ACL reconstructed, why it's dangerous to go out there and do cutting, pivoting sports without it. And now you're going to get Lindsey Vonn did it. Spencer Lee won a national title with 2, and so it makes for interesting conversations.
I feel like you've always done a really good job, even with us, of explaining why that is. And like with Lindsey Vonn, her injury, if I am understanding it correctly, she really got tangled up in the snow, in the fence along the side, right?
Yeah.
So it isn't necessarily her tumble that got her; it was getting tangled up in that fence, and that's why is part of her ability to go out and still compete the fact that she was injured in this kind of strange other thing where she was tangled up. I didn't know if that
No, I mean, I think once you tear it, I think the reaction that happens afterwards affects just about everything, you know. But skiing's a little different than, let's say basketball or football. Like you are in line, you have a long ski underneath you. There's a lot of side to side, and there is some rotational, which the ACL is very important for. But um, she'll be in a crouched position. She's done this a million times. I'm guessing she's going to get a trial at the course to kind of see if it's for sure a go. And I think we all hope that she can do it, and we all hope that she's safe when she does it and
Yeah.
performs to the best of her ability, regardless if she wins a medal or not. It's just kind of incredible show, sign of toughness and perseverance.
So I'm going to sound like a total idiot here, but that's nothing new. Is it better that she totally ruptured it than just like a partial tear?
I don't think so. I think the reaction of a complete rupture, I think you have a higher chance of bleeding, a higher chance of swelling in the knee. When you swell in your knee, what it does is it shuts down your quad. So you shut your quad down, and you see these ladies, they're in a crouched position. The quad is actively firing the whole time. So I think a partial tear, like a grade 1, you'd probably rather have. I think your reaction and your swelling wouldn't be as much. You'd have a better chance of performing at a high level.
Thanks for joining that, Doc. This is awesome stuff. Really cool insight on this.
And you mentioned you love the ski because every time you see somebody go out to Colorado, all you see is money, right? I mean, it just comes. It's like, yeah, you go.
He's like a divorce attorney going to weddings.
Yes, that's it. You're like, you don't go down the hill. You're sitting there with your goggles on, going, "All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. I can fit you in here."
Well, some of these, there are world famous clinics at the bottom of some of these hills because, it's a dangerous enough sport. It creates enough havoc that, people want attention right away. And so you literally have some of the best clinics we have in sports medicine that, do high volume on the side of these ski slopes for probably that reason.
How many surgeries do you have today?
I have 6. I have a good friend going first case, and we keep it kind of light on Wednesday, so it'll be a great.
Does it change it when you know the person, Doc?
It does not. So I used to think it does, but in the moment it does not at all. During the follow up, you start to think, man, you don't realize I grew up with this guy, or the only reason it changes things for me is like, if I have a friend who tears their ACL that I played basketball with, I'm like, I'm done playing basketball. You know what I mean? Like they were better than me. I'm not. You know what I mean? So it makes you think a little bit about the choices you make in your own life. But once you drape out the knee or the shoulder, it's impersonalized. Like there's no. It's just it's a mission that you're on to accomplish a task, and it doesn't really matter if you're a stranger or you're my best friend. We're not going to vary from what we're trying to accomplish.
And we all look the same. And we all look the same on the inside, right?
And by the time you see them, they're probably out like a light. They've already counted backwards for the anesthesiologist.
Yeah, they're I mark them in the morning. You say hello, any questions, and then they're asleep. So it's the equivalent of me doing an interview with my helmet and my ski goggles on. You barely knew it was me.
No, we knew it was you,
Dr. Daft Punk.
Exactly.
Oh man, good stuff. That's good stuff on Lindsey Vonn. I mean, I think it's a captivating story. It's going to make me watch the Olympics, at least that portion of it. So, here, do me a favor: go to your first surgery with your best friend today with the goggles and the helmet on, and go, "Hey, what's going on? I'm going to mark you up."
He might be a listener of you, but I think there's a strong chance he's already arrived at the surgery center. So he probably didn't hear it, but that would be pretty funny. They wouldn't understand the context though, and they'd probably be like,
"What the hell?
We should probably get a few blood samples from Dr. Sullivan this morning."
He did some shrooms this morning, and he's ready to go. All right, Doc. Thanks for the time. So we appreciate it. We'll be in touch.
All right, take care, guys.
Dr. Jason Sullivan from the DeMoss Orthopedic Centers. Cool. It was really cool. See, that shows that he just gets the show. When you show up in goggles and helmet, you get the show.
And then for 5 minutes, he talks to us very professionally with the goggles on. And then finally, he's like, I'm sick of wearing these things.
He probably started sweating, right?
Somebody
in the chat was like, I love how still serious he is.
Yeah. That totally makes sense, Travis, about having that extra lever on the end of your foot and how much leverage that puts. I mean, again, I'm just so dumb. I've never been out there, so I've never had to think about the physics of it. But and again, I was thinking it was the skiing. It was the pressure that you were putting on your knees going back and forth like that was causing the pain. And he's like, no, it's the stopping. And that as soon as he said that, like, well, yeah, you see him slide. Think of how much that's putting on those joints as it's anyway.
Where is the closest place to ski in Des Moines?
Well,
if you wanted to go
to skis, to get on skis and go down a hill, I think it's in Boone.
Okay.
Now, over on the east side, right by the fairgrounds, we do have Sleepy Hollow, and it's basically it's a sledding hill. I'm not trying to knock it.
Yeah.
But you can't necessarily ski down it, and it's just really one, I'm going to guess, Travis, 300-yard run, right?
Do they have a ski lift to take you to the top of the hill?
They have like again, you don't ski down that, you sled down it.
Okay.
So they have like this mechanical rope type of thing that you hook your sled to, and then you ride the sled up. I think they do have a ski lift. I remember being on that ski lift at times.
Now, there's Captain Kirk, or is it Tyler said there's 3 ski resorts in Iowa. Boone being one of them, Seven Oaks. You have Mount Crescent in Crescent, Iowa. And it's not a mountain; it's a lush hill.
Right. I mean, we're in Iowa.
They have multiple runs. Actually, they've got several different hills you can go down.
I've never been. When I was a kid, I always wanted to go up to Boone and do the thing up there because apparently they've got a couple of different runs up there. But I didn't. I'd never been on skis. Never been on water skis. Never been on ice skates.
I have attempted to be on water skis.
We've talked about this.
My fat ass couldn't get out of the water.
Yeah.
You know, because you got to crouch and let the boat pull you, and then you come up. I was too fat to do that. Way too fat to do that.
So Alan lives right by. Anyway, Alan says they have a ski lift, and you can ski at Sleepy Hollow.
So would that be one of the 3 ski resorts in Iowa, or are we talking
call
Boone?
Sleepy Hollow a ski resort. I don't want to knock that place. I love Sleepy Hollow. It's a cool little spot. I've spent a lot of time there in my life. It's a neat little place, but I don't think I'd call it a skiing hill. You sled down it, and you that's fun because it's a giant hill and you go super fast.
Then you get down and you go, God, I got to go all the way back to the top.
That's when you ride again. You just grab onto the little mechanical rope. It pulls you back up to the top. And they do have a ski lift there.
Nathan says Minnesota actually has some good skiing. I know when you drive into Minneapolis,
you go past
on the interstate. Yeah, there's a ski hill right there. It's all lit up and a lot of fun. I mean, skiing would scare the hell out of me enough. Going really, really fast, like Lindsey Vonn and that would petrify me.
I'd love to go up a mountain. That sounds fun to me.
When I moved to Wausau, Wisconsin in 1992, 93, it would have been the winter of 92 is one of the first stories I ever covered. They're like, hey, you need to go down to, and I forget what town it was, but they had basically, Ross, recreational ski jumping. I don't think ski jumping should be done recreationally. I think you should be trained if you want to go off the ramp. You just don't get to go, hey, let's go down and do a ski jump.
Have you ever seen that viral video of the little kid doing the ski jump, like 9? Not even that, dude. She's like 7. And she's giving herself a motivational speech as she's getting ready to launch down the hill. And you hear her like, it's okay. I can do it. I can do it. I know how to. And then I'm 48 going.
It's like going off the diving board your first time when you're a kid, right? It's a 6-foot diving board, but you're like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to land in the water.
For me, that was cliff jumping down at Red Rocks. That what you just brought back there, that moment of like, get to the edge and go, I don't want to do this.
Hold on. You've been cliff diving?
Yeah. Down at Red Rocks.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, did that a couple times.
I don't mind
it. Ton of fun. I had a ton of fun with friends down there.
I don't mind like a diving board, right? And, I don't know how many pools still have a high dive because of insurance reasons. A lot of high dives are going away. But at least I can look in the water at a pool and see there's nothing there. If I jumped off a cliff, I don't know what's underneath the water, if I'm going to hit rock or anything like that.
And it was actually my dad found out we were doing it one time, and he was like, "Hey, don't do that. Like, what if a log's floating by and you were to hit that log? You'd be dead." I was like, "Oh yeah, that doesn't seem like that'd be fun." I was there to have fun. Dying wouldn't be fun. I Googled snow skiing in Iowa, and it brought me as soon as you mentioned like the Dubuque area, right away I was like, well, Dubuque's got to have skiing hills because they had like all those universities up there competed in alpine skiing. They all have alpine skiing championships at like Dordt and University of Dubuque and stuff like that. So they got to ski somewhere. So, and in Dubuque, they've got in the Dubuque area, they have Sundown.
Sundown.
By the way,
yeah,
the lady that Sundown was written about.
Yeah, the one who killed John Belushi.
She's the same lady that killed John Belushi. We talked about that, didn't we? That's crazy. Anyway. Crescent Hill is over by you at Crescent Hill at Hitchcock.
It's Hitchcock Park. See, what happened was the original owners of Mount Crescent couldn't afford it anymore, so they basically sold it to the county. The county now owns Mount Crescent, and which is located at Hitchcock Park, which if you like to hike, and our buddy Pat, his wife actually works at Hitchcock Park, so she does a lot of nature tours and stuff like that. But it's a great walking trail and hiking trail, but they also have Mount Crescent now. Needs a lot of work. They got the snow machines. They produce snow, actually.
They do include Sleepy Hollow on the Google machine. 5 seasons water ski show. The hell's that?
Well, that's a water ski show, not snow skiing.
And then it just disappeared. Google just decided, you know what? We're taking that one off the list. It just disappeared. So yeah.
Irish Hawkeye says they actually have high school ski teams over in Dubuque.
Really?
Yeah. They compete against teams in Wisconsin. Makes sense. When I lived in Wausau, they had Rib Mountain. That's where everybody went skiing, was Rib Mountain in Wausau. Again, not a mountain.
Yeah, I said Dort. Jay just sent me a text. He's like, hey, Dort is in northwest Iowa. I was thinking
that's
Dort
up by
was
Lamar's.
Up there. Yeah. Maybe I was thinking of Loris.
You were thinking like Loris.
Clark is up near Dubuque. Where else would I have been? University of Dubuque. I remember calling a game for Grandview. It must have been Clark. I remember calling games for Grandview, and I'm sitting in this gym, and I'm looking up at the rafters, and I'm like, Alpine skiing national champions? What?
What's more impressive, that they actually had an alpine skiing team or that they were national champions?
Both, right? And then TJ just said Sundown's the most legit in Iowa. Actual courses, even moguls, those little bumps.
Yeah, which just look like they would tear your body up left and right. You're like,
ow,
that one hurt. That hurt. All I hear is the Nintendo 64 game, or was it body blow, body blow, body blow, body blow?
What game was that?
That was boxing. That was Mike Tyson's boxing. It'd be body blow, body blow, body blow.
Was that it? I played a lot of Punch Out.
I thought that was it. It's the only video game I've ever played my entire life because my buddy had it in the dorm. Yeah.
It's got to be that. I still know the code to fight Mike Tyson.
41168
007-373-5963.
And that took you right to Mike Tyson?
It would. You could punch that in and it would. And there you would be, Little Mac up against Mike Tyson. One punch, one hitter quitter.
Of course, this all started with our conversation with Dr. Jason Sullivan from the DeMoss Orthopedic Centers. Lindsey Vonn, an American, who ruptured her ACL this past weekend, said yesterday she still plans on competing in the Olympics. And as we said, we wanted to know how that was even possible. Dr. Jason Sullivan let us know how that was possible. But this creates a story. The Olympics needs a story. There wasn't a story. The story going into it is how fucked up the Italians had messed up construction.
Right. It was
right?
hockey. The story going into it is, hey, hockey is not being played on a normal
regulation rink
sheet.
Now we have the story. We have an American, because if this was any other country, I wouldn't care. But because she's an American, all of a sudden I go, oh, I think I might care about this. And NBC right now is just going like this. People are going to watch, and they're going to watch a sport that they may not normally watch, which is skiing.
See, I think with the Winter Olympics, I can get sucked into these niche sports. Skiing to me is still, I never watch it. I'm going to watch Lindsey Vonn. There's something, if I'm on, dude, we talk about those remote stoppers where you're clicking through and all of a sudden you go, oh, I'm going to watch it. I am a sucker for bobsled, luge, skeleton.
Going to ask you a question. You're a sucker for it. Are you a sucker for it because you want to watch how fast they go, or just the possibility that they might wipe out?
Oh, that's a good. I really, Travis, would have said I watch it because I'm living vicariously. Like there's the little boy in me that's sledding down a hill that's watching it. And I like there's something until they do the 2-man luge. That's weird.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
That's weird. That should just be a solo sport.
Well, it doesn't
two-man
look
bobsled
natural.
Doesn't look so bad. The 2-man bobsled, not so bad.
Because you're driving something. Here, you're like on a radio flyer, turning that thing with your legs.
Yeah.
Like left, right, left.
Yeah. And maybe there's, again, I imagine this all is some sort of childhood memory. You know, my older brother, he got the better of me a lot.
You know who was a loser, don't you? Heidi Soliday was a loser.
No way.
I believe so. Yeah. I remember that working with her. She was a loser back in the day.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Was she from Des Moines?
Yeah.
How the hell do you get into luge in Des Moines?
I don't know.
Curling is the other one. Jay wrote, like, I am a sucker for curling. And every 4 years, I'm one of those guys that's like, I'm going to go join the Des Moines Curling Club. This is fun. And then it's over. And I'm like, yeah, that was stupid. What was I thinking?
Yeah. You're going to turn the rock just right. You're going to get the friction from the broom.
Kaylin wrote in, and the people are confirming that Heidi Soliday did luge.
Yeah. Yep.
Tyler says, get out of Des Moines, dude. I'm dead serious. Where do they have a luge track? Was there one in Boone at one point?
No,
or
I
something,
think she actually went somewhere and like did it. And if I'm not mistaken, she like
curious
tried out
about this now. Like, did she see it in the Olympics and go, I want to do that?
I mean, I could reach out to her and say, hey, I know you probably don't like me, but if you want to come on, we want to talk luge with you.
I know you don't like me, but it's never stopped me before. Oh, okay. Tyler says, how do you get into luge? You get out of the Des Moines area. That's what he meant. He says, I meant how you get into luge? You leave Des Moines. I am really curious about that, though. Like, how do you, as a kid in Des Moines, going down a hill at the Capitol, all of a sudden go, you know what I could do?
I can go down an ice sheet really fast on a sled.
What I thought you were going to say is, you know who was in the Olympics in bobsled? Carlos Kirby.
Yes.
West Des Moines Valley kid.
You didn't expect Heidi Soliday coming up in a luge competition.
I did not. No.
You know, it
By
happened
the way,
by going over to the east side. She went to the fairgrounds, had the radio flyer, went down and said, Heidi, you went really fast. You should try out for luge. And for those of you who aren't from the Des Moines area that are listening to this, Heidi Soliday is a former sportscaster on a local TV station. So that's kind of the reference there. If you're going, who the hell are they talking about?
No, and yeah, she was a local legend. She was the Keith Murphy type of character or personality here in Des Moines for a long time. The cool thing about Valley, and I'm going to miss the wrestler. Valley, Carlos Kirby, Olympic athlete. Sean Johnson, Olympic hero. And they also had a wrestler back in the 70s that went and wrestled in the Olympics. So Valley, when you go into Valley's Athletic Hall of Fame, they've got all their Athletic Hall of Fames, kids that were all state, right? Then Travis in this separate hallway. It's like, oh, down here, that's where Matt Bullard, Dan Jennings, several NFL players. If you had a professional career, you're down there. And in that hallway are also our multiple Olympic athletes. It's
Not too
really
many high schools in the country can say that, right? I don't care what size or what city or what state you're from. Not too many can say multiple Olympic athletes and multiple professional athletes.
Public school. I mean, that's a West Des Moines public school that has produced some incredible athletic talent out of there. And we were talking about bobsled and locals. Lolo, one of my favorite Olympic athletes ever.
Oh. If you're looking to purchase a home, you're going to need a mortgage for that home, and that's where you're going to call Gary Presnell from Northwest Bank. He's been financing residential homes for the past 25 years, offering first-time buyer loans, conventional and new construction loans, and you can get approved in 30 minutes or less, and he even does it on weekends and after hours. He's been the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. So get a trusted local mortgage professional with years of experience to handle your largest purchase you're going to make. You can trust Gary to take care of you. Call him at 515-975-6767. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Hi, my name is Gary Preslow. I'm a residential home mortgage banker from Northwest Bank in the Des Moines market. This is my cat Norm. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction loans. Norm here has been watching football for 5 years, which is like 35 human years, and he's an expert in picking winners. But he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. Trust your mortgage to a local mortgage expert.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. With Valentine's Day around the corner, if you're struggling to find the perfect way to show your Mini that you still care, please stop in so we can give it a look over and make sure that it's up to date on its preventative maintenance and repair. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
When your lights flicker or your outlets quit, call the pros at Mr. Electric of Central Iowa. Licensed local electricians handling everything from repairs to installations with upfront pricing and dependable service. Power up your home or business. Visit MrElectricIowa.com today. Ross, you were talking about and we're highlighting Valley today, but Chris Meharry, our staff photographer, said, hey, Craig Oppel won an Olympic gold medal as a swimmer, graduated from Valley in 1985. He was on Matt Bionde's relay team in the 88 Olympics. So there's another Olympian that probably most people in Central Iowa haven't heard from because it's been 1988.
I know this. I don't mean this to be a Valley love fest. I've never been. I just Googled West Des Moines Valley Olympic athletes, hoping to get like a list. West Des Moines Valley High School alumnus Zach Stoppelmoor, class of 2017, is set to compete in the 2026 Winter Olympics in long track speed skating. Stoppelmoor, a 26-year-old native of West Des Moines, secured a spot by winning the men's 500 meters at the U.S. speed skating trials. So we've got a local dude to cheer for here.
Has that even been on the news?
I have not heard. This is my first hearing about it. Zach Stoppelmoor. His journey started rollerblading at Skate South in Des Moines. He transitioned to ice skating in 2019. He's the first Iowan to make the U.S. Olympic speed skating team.
I mean, I only know one speed skater in my life, and this is going to show how old I am. It's Eric Heiden from 1980. I mean,
Eric Heiden. Was he the guy? Who was the dude that won the gold medal after his sister died? Was that Eric Heiden?
Ooh,
he was a speed skater. Who am I thinking? It was like it because he fell. He was in. Oh man, come on! This is like one of the best Olympic stories. He was winning a race and he fell, and then he only had one other chance to win, and he ended up winning the gold medal in that one.
Eric Heiden won like 7 gold medals in 1980. He had the complete sweep of like everything. He was Mr. If it wasn't for the 80 hockey team, Eric Heiden would have been in the story of the 1980 Olympics.
All right, Sammy beat me to it. Sammy, thank you so much, buddy. It was Dan Jensen in the 88 Calgary Olympics, just hours after his 27-year-old sister Jane had passed away from leukemia. He raced in the 500-meter event but fell, later falling again in the 1,000-meter race. I thought he won one.
So he never won, right? He was supposed to win, but kept falling?
Returned to win the gold medal in the 1,000-meter race at the 94 Lillehammer Olympics, setting a world record.
Lillehammer.
That sounds like you got laid there.
No.
Lillehammer.
Lillehammer.
I remember that
memories. Lillehammer. Man.
Oh, man. So kind of some... But those are winter Olympic memories. Seems like the Summer Olympics have a lot more of those. We could name a lot more
sports we can relate to.
That's their good point.
We don't really compete in Nordic sports around here, right?
Good point.
And I'm not going to watch the cross country skiing competition. And then what's the one where they have a rifle on their back?
Oh, that's sweet. It's biathlon.
Is it a biathlon?
Isn't that what that's called?
I thought it was like ski and shoot is what they called it. I don't know.
No, biathlon.
Okay.
Biathlon is the Winter Olympic sport that merges a demanding cross-country skiing with rifle marksmanship. That one seems really cool to me. That's another one I can watch that.
We need to get real here. We need to put like deer out there and just say, hey, you got to kill a buck if you're going to win this thing.
First one to bring back meat for the team.
You got to skin it, you got to gut it, and you got to bring it back on your shoulder. That would make that interesting to me.
First one to serve a hot meal to the judge wins.
Don't fire at a target. Show me your carnivoreness in this. All right, everybody, before we start, we've got 4 does, $3. We put an elk out there. If you can find it, kill it.
You know what would be the most highest watched, most gruesome pushback polar thing ever? Hunger Games.
Oh, we're on our way to that, by the way. We are on our way to that.
Country, send your craziest warrior. We're going to lock him in a Thunderdome with a rifle.
We should make it a triathlon, not the biathlon, and that is, okay, you got a gun and you got a fishing pole. We got a stream here. You need to bring back at least 3 fish. And whoever makes the best meal in your culinary expert.
I like that idea of first person to serve a judge a hot meal. Go. Bang.
How do you like your venison? Medium rare? We promise it's not gamey. Look at him skin this buck. Oh, he's ripped out the heart. Oh, he takes a bite of it, folks. He's going total native.
Liver King. Look at this guy.
Liver King.
Biathlon is one I wouldn't have thought of, Trav. That is truly, when I talk about the remote stoppers, watching people sled down a hill, you got me. Watching people ski and shoot, I don't know why I like it. I can't do either one.
Because you're American, Ross. Because you're American.
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
And then you go get on skis and try to carry a 22 rifle. 22, I got a 30-06 here. I mean, if I'm going to kill a deer, I'm going to leave a hole in the damn thing.
That just seems awful.
Rob says, selfies with snow leopards is the new Olympic event.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get closest without getting mauled.
Why we're talking about high-performing athletes, yesterday I brought up the McDonald's All-American team.
Oh, yeah.
And, I left some people off the list, and I apologize for this because I brought up that McKenna Velichko, who's coming to Iowa, she's actually in California, is a McDonald's All-American. And we had people push back and say, hey, don't forget about Jenica Lewis from Johnston. She was also an All-American. Well, I got a Facebook message yesterday from Mark Scharnberg. And you remember Mark has been on the show. Yeah. He owns and operates Iowa United, that academy team. And he let me know that Arifan Diani who plays for Iowa United, is also a McDonald's All-American. And I'm like, and unfortunately for Iowa United, is that because you're not a regular high school, you're not in that regular rotation, and you play out of state all the time, you don't probably get the press, you don't, and you kind of take for granted the talent they have there. Well, Arifan Diani is a hell of a player. He's 6'9". He's going to go to Houston next year. I mean, you're going to go play for Calvin Sampson. You've got some talent.
McDonald's All-American. That's a benchmark, man. That's a resume.
But then Mark said, hey, I think Arifan is like the first McDonald's All-American out of Iowa. And I said, that didn't sound right. And I go, I don't think so. So I did a little research this morning.
Okay.
To get the number of McDonald's All-Americans on the men's side. Well, I'll tell you who the women's side are. The women are Jenica Lewis, Caitlin Clark, and there's one more. Do you know who it is? There are three. I've already named two of them.
Trav. No, I'm drawing a blank.
Kia Stokes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she played on the east side. Cedar, but our high school was like Linmar or Cedar Rapids or something, right?
It was one of those, yeah, but she ended up going to Wisconsin. So, so it's those are the three women McDonald's All-Americans.
And you said how many for the men?
Well, Arifan's not from Iowa, but he's playing for an Iowa team.
I think he's living here now. We're talking about being a McDonald's high school All-American. If you're a college All-American, we'd care what college you were playing for.
Yeah. Now,
I'm okay with it.
To be fair, I'm including in this list guys who are actually from the state of Iowa. And so even though Iowa and Iowa State may have had other McDonald's All-Americans from other states, I'm not including them in here. Just guys that are from the state of Iowa that were McDonald's All-Americans.
Okay, hold on. Because the first one that jumps out to me was Harrison Barnes, right? Harrison
2011 Harrison Barnes. That's one of them.
Okay, boy. I would. What about Rafe LaFrance? I remember him being like incredible in high school.
1994, Leif Lafrentz was a McDonald's All-American.
Okay, so I've got Harrison Barnes and Rafe Lafrentz.
Or 1994, yes.
What about like Hoiberg?
Hoiberg was not a McDonald's All-American.
Okay, I can't. Man, can I just run the Kansas playbook? Was Heinrich? Was Collison?
Collison in 1999 was a McDonald's All-American. So you've gotten
guy's got his jersey retired for his NBA team. Okay.
So you've got Lafrentz, you've got Collison, and you've got Barnes.
How about
the common denominator is they all played for Roy Williams.
Yeah, right, exactly. Dusty brings up a good one, and I don't. This might seem crazy to some people. The craziest high school athlete I ever saw on a basketball court was Ricky Davis, who played for Davenport. That's right. Yeah, because
according to my research, Lord knows I've been wrong. And Justin right now, Justin
is
a keyboard
like
warrior.
crazy.
He's like, "Is Travis wrong? Is Travis wrong? I need to prove him wrong."
All right, so we've got 3 of them. Does anybody in the chat? So anybody in the? Let me go through. Greg Helmers was thrown out in the chat. Wade Looking Bill?
Nope. And there's a difference between being Mr. Basketball in the state and being a McDonald's All-American. Those are two different things.
Sammy wrote in and said Al Lorenzen.
Al Lorenzen was the first ever Iowa McDonald's All-American in 1984.
Good poll, chat. Good job, guys.
Believe it or not, Ross, I was actually kind of surprised by this because I went down a different rabbit hole. And that I thought the first McDonald's All-American was Brian David, who played with Nick Nurse at Carroll Kemper. Brian David was about 6'9", 6'10". He was actually Mr. Basketball in the state, was not a McDonald's All-American, but went on to play for Lute Olson at the University of Arizona. So when I first heard Mark say, hey, I think he's the first, I'm like, no, I think Brian David was. And then it turned out that Al Lorenzen was a McDonald's All-American in 84, and Brian David was Mr. Basketball in 85.
So Brian David was, but he was not in McDonald's.
He was not.
Okay.
There's one more. There's one more.
All right. We've got, so some others got thrown out. Omaha Blue.
According to the Wikipedia page I went to today, he was not.
What about Dean Oliver? In that Ricky Davis class, highly recruited, Chris Street.
No. By the way, Chris Street would have been 54 years old, I think, yesterday.
And then several people now writing in Marcus Page, who also went and played.
Marcus Page is the last one.
He also played for Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to North Carolina and played for Roy.
Yeah, so, Al Lorenzen played at Iowa. All the rest of them played for Roy Williams, either at North Carolina or Kansas.
Holy cow.
Fun little rabbit hole to
Marcus
go down.
Page, Nick Collison, Rafe Lafrentz, Harrison Barnes. All played for Roy. Wow.
Now, Justin, if I missed one, you can come on at 7:50 and let me know. Because, again, Wikipedia is not 100%. And when you start going down these rabbit holes, it's not easy. Bringing up every team from every year is difficult.
So another question that might seem kind of silly. All of those guys would have been Mr. Basketball in the state of Iowa as well, right? So like
I would assume so, yeah.
Al Lorenzen was Mr. Basketball and then goes on to play at Iowa, but is a 4-year starter for the Hawks. Well, I shouldn't say 4-year starter, but plays all 4 years. And owner of one of the great nicknames of all time. Our buddy Scott Carpenter wrote this into us.
Was it White Chocolate? Was he White Chocolate?
The Vanilla Gorilla.
Vanilla Gorilla. I knew it was something around his race.
That is a terrific nickname. The Vanilla Gorilla?
Somebody is saying that Omaha was a McDonald's All-American. So if I missed that one, Omaha Blue.
Okay.
But I would say the ones we just mentioned, if he was, I would say that he's probably had the least productive college career. Is he still at Wake Forest?
Did he end up at Wake? And I don't understand the hate. I don't get it. It's a local kid that, and I'm not saying you were. I want to be clear. I'm not saying you were, but I don't understand this thing of like rooting against the kid for whatever reason because he didn't cut it at your university or didn't pick your university or whatever it was, man. It's a local kid who's had some great potential to maybe be an NBA player and change his family's life and his kids' lives forever. Let's root for that. Let's root for that to happen for a local kid.
I think I want to have Mark back on by the end of the month. They're going to have a big tournament or an invitational where they're bringing some teams in from out of state to play some pretty high-level basketball. They're part of that Nike Elite circuit, and people may want to go see one of the best basketball players being recruited right now from a big man standpoint.
People should, speaking of all this, people should make time to go watch a Johnston basketball game.
Yeah.
You've got this is a chance to see a Caitlin Clark-esque player. You said only 3 women have been McDonald's All-Americans.
Caitlin Clark and Kia Stokes.
Who you said Kia played at Wisconsin, but somebody wrote in that she went to UConn. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I thought she started at Wisconsin.
It could maybe.
You know what I can use?
So, Trav, I've got a couple others. No, this is not right. And man, AI can lie to you, dude. AI is wrong a lot. Wrong a lot.
She went to Linn-Mar, by the way. No, she did go to UConn. So my bad on that. She did go to UConn. Played at UConn from 2011, 2015.
So
thanks for the correction. Again, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I mess up a lot.
We're just idiots using the internet, folks. That's all we are.
That's all we are. And talking about our personal lives.
Can you cut us some slack as we lie to you? Is that okay that we just lie to you?
That's why we have Justin to come on to correct us, because we know we're going to screw up during the day.
That was I did like that conversation, though, about those 5. What a fun run, Trav. Rafe, the one memory that I have of Rafe LaFrance, who played at like MFL Marmac, or wasn't that the name of his?
Something
like that. I thought you would know that. I thought you would know that. I remember driving through rural Iowa one time and literally cornfield. There's this tiny school and it had a plywood thing up that said home of probably McDonald's All-American Rafe LaFrance. He dunked down at Vets Auditorium in the state in the state tournament, and it broke the backboard. Like he dunked it, and part of the backboard fell off and rattled onto the ground, and they had to stop the game and bring out the crew. And my memory is the crowd chanting, "Rafe broke the backboard."
You know, for all the marketing that McDonald's does, the McDonald's All-American team has been around since 1977. That's actually the only thing marketing.
It's really the only thing of quality that they still have their name on. I'm not kidding. When you say McDonald's, it means cheap. When you say McDonald's All-American,
not cheap. Have you been to McDonald's lately?
I mean,
how did that cost me $30? I only got.
I shouldn't have said cheap. I should have said shit. When you say McDonald's, I don't mean to get sued. It's wonderful. 6 million hamburgers a day. I just don't care for it. It's not for me. And the McDonald's All-American, I couldn't agree more. They've done a brilliant job of holding on to that because it does mean something. It does represent really high quality of basketball. Who would be guys? And I don't mean to hijack this, but we don't have a couple minutes left. Like I said, Ricky Davis. I remember Ricky Davis doing stuff at the East. It was crazy. You're like, this is nuts. Oh, Ronald McDonald House, Kalen writes. Thank you. That's another good one there.
Yeah, they're still around. Yes. I think most cities have a Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, one here in Des Moines, and they really help out people. That's a good. I forgot all about that, Kalen. Thank you so much. Who would be some of those other players though that you would remember as like? I remember watching Fred and Hurl Beecham. Hurl played for North, and Hurl was, obviously Fred was up in Ames, and those guys battled.
The funny thing is, Fred had so many good players around him at Ames. I always thought Hurl was a better high school player than Fred. Now, Fred obviously went on to do bigger things in college, and they both played at Iowa State. But in high school, I thought Hurl was a better player, more fun player to watch.
Yeah. Best athlete. North had a kid named Glenn Phillips. He was crazy. Joe just wrote that in. Joe just said Hurl Beacham and Glenn Phillips at North. Glenn Phillips was wildly talented basketball player back in the 90s.
All I know is this: for Iowa being the size of state that it is, and you just start going through the number of, and not even guys who were McDonald's All-Americans, but really good basketball players.
Yeah.
The state has produced a lot.
Trav, I know you want to make fun of the Pro Bowl, and being a Pro Bowler doesn't necessarily mean what it once did, but it is representative of, it can mean. Did you see how many Iowans were in the Pro Bowl?
It was what was it, like 6 or 7 or
something
8?
like that? Yeah, it was impressive. Lots of, and when again we say Iowans, yes, there's the George Kittles, but there's also the guys that played a year of college ball here. We'll claim them.
Are you ready to refresh your home? Well, the best way to refresh your home is with new floors and floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every room in your house. Stop by their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote. New floors can, and Ross knows this being a realtor, new floors add value to your home.
And Travis, a lot of technological advancements. When we were there the other day talking to them, really cool to see what the new stuff is that's coming on that makes doing beautiful renovations a lot more affordable. So very
good to have
stuff.
Iowa Floor Coverings as part of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
I'm Steve Olinger, Service Director here at Willis Nissan. February is here, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Love is in the air. It's time to give your car some love. Take advantage now until April 30th. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for $1. Go online today at willisnissan.com or give us a call to schedule your tire installation.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Rush Radio Show is powered by Willis Automotive, and we encourage you to stop by Willis Nissan. Check out the newly redesigned 2026 Nissan Sentra, one of the best values in the sedan market, packed with modern tech and convenience features. That's Willis Nissan. Check out the Sentra. The Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream this morning at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave your comments in the comment section. And you can always follow us on our social media channels. What a fun first hour.
Yeah, we didn't even really touch on a lot of the things that you have in your rundown. We didn't plan on talking McDonald's All-Americans as much as we did there. That was a fun conversation to go back in the memory machine. Travis, can I throw a few wild ones at you before we get going here in the 7 o'clock?
Absolutely. We like the wild ones.
I know you do so much. First of all, we could talk a little bit about Super Bowl's Radio Row. So, Travis, remember when this used to be a huge deal?
Yeah, I mean, because they would show every radio station in America seemed like it was lined up at the Super Bowl. And we were at the old spot. I'm like, why can't we go to Radio Row? Well, now I know why we can't. We never went to Radio Row.
Radio stations pay $10,000 to $20,000 a piece to have a spot in a convention hall. What used to be Radio Row is now a convention center. And what used to take the athletes and some of the general managers and some of the heavy hitters that you really wanted to bring on your radio show, what used to take them an hour to do now can take like 8. So first thing is a lot of people avoid it because it becomes way too much of a time commitment for them. The radio stations are paying $10,000 to $20,000 a piece for access.
And what we know about radio stations, they don't have that kind of money anymore. Or if they do, they sure as hell don't want to spend it by sending you to radio unless they can quadruple that investment by getting it sponsored.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can get like a casino or something like that. Listen, had somebody reached out to us and said, hey, Ross and Travis want to be in, I almost said Vegas.
Santa Clara.
Thank you. San Francisco, Santa Clara. For 5 days, and we'll pay you guys $20,000. We'll pay the $20,000 fee, and we'll fly the guys. Would we be there? Hell yeah.
Probably yes.
Hell yeah. So it got me going down this rabbit hole of what Radio Row is, how it got to that point, and there is some really fascinating stuff about this. I, first of all, did not. To me, Radio Row's always been a thing. I didn't realize. I never thought of the fact that at one point this all had to start. And it started with Mike and Mad Dog. The guy that Marty Terrell used to rip off and just imitate on the radio. If you've never heard the old Mike and Mad Dog.
Well, he's been ripping off people for a long time.
He just plagiarized that guy. Straight up did his act. The guy started every show by going, "Good morning, everybody."
I think I did that today. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, but it's different when it becomes your shtick, right? And you're just seriously stealing another guy's bits. And that's so Mike and Mad Dog were the first guys to do this. They were the ones in like the 90s that said, hey, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to spend all week there and we're going to get all the people. Well, in 1993, I'm sorry. The story starts in 1992. I'm reading from a website called frontofficesports.com. The title of this is How One Hotel's $40,000 Mistake Birthed Super Bowl's Radio Row. So I jump a couple paragraphs in here, and it says, it wasn't always like this. The story starts in 1992 at Super Bowl 26 in Minneapolis. Mike Francesa and Chris Russo, then star radio personalities of WFAN in New York City, asked to broadcast from the lobby of the hotel where the league had set up its headquarters, the Hyatt. Jim Steig was the NFL's head of events at the time, and he says this marked the first instance of talent of this magnitude wanting to broadcast from the host city. The Hyatt said, you can do it if you pay us $40,000.
40 grand?
In 1992. Pay us 40 grand and we'll let you guys
like 100 grand today.
It says, Travis, it actually has the calculation. It's $87,000 in today's dollars. And this guy says, I remember talking to the GM of the hotel and saying, listen, don't do this. It's a major mistake. They've got a way bigger voice than you realize. The Hyatt didn't budge, so Francesa and Russo, Mike and the Mad Dog, set up in the Holiday Inn across the street at no charge. That's what launched Radio Row, was a $40,000 trying to extract 40 grand.
Greed will get you. And just think that they would have got more than $40,000 for the pub by having that type of radio show there.
Yep. The next year, about 10 to 12 radio stations were there. And then Russo says it just blew up from that point. He says, at one point, we were literally in a hallway, and then now we're in a convention center with 500 radio stations
that are paying $10,000 to $20,000. Do the math there, folks. It kind of bums me out. Now, I don't want to go to San Francisco, but let's say the Super Bowl, when Kansas City builds its new stadium, or when Chicago builds its new stadium.
That'd be cool.
We're in a proximity to where we go, hey, let's go down there.
That makes sense.
But we're not going to pay $10,000 to have a corner. $20,000 probably, but it's kind of like when you go to a convention, and we've all been to a convention to where you go around to the booths, and you're like, well, the ones that are positioned properly paid more for said location. It's all about location.
That's why you've got the $10,000 to $20,000 range. And Travis, like what Mad Dog talks about in this article is, when it was a 1 hour event, a guy could stay fresh and energetic for that hour, and he could hit the 10 different radio stations or 12 different radio stations and give them all quality content. We all know this. Like, you get past a couple of hours and man, you're burnt. And the guys that are paying the $10,000 that are back in the corner, they're first of all getting the scrubs that are still making it through. And even those guys are burnt out because they've talked to 50 people if they've talked to 10%.
Well, and now I believe it's not even about sports or the Super Bowl. Like, TV shows will send their actors there to promote their Netflix special, or it's like everybody and their mom is going through like, hey, we can get pub because you know what you're going to get? Free pub. It'd be like, you don't have to pay for anything because these people are just dying for interviews.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Interviewing famous people is fun. They're not as fun as Dr. Jason Sullivan, who goes full character this morning.
He went full Daft Punk. If you missed the beginning of the show, that was amazing. I had a couple people weigh in there. Or Johnny wanted to know if we're going to talk about the Luka Garza Michigan State conspiracy theory. Did I send that to you, Trav?
No, you didn't send this to me. I didn't hear it.
Oh, dude. And it has and it's stoked the fires. Okay.
Here we go.
I want you to, I almost wonder, I had retweeted this, I think. And I think if you just type in Luka Garza MSU, I wonder if we can get this or maybe play the audio. But essentially what Luka Garza said in a podcast this week was something strange happens at Breslin Arena, right?
The Breslin Center. Yeah.
Breslin Center. Sorry. He says, the worst rim in all of college basketball is one of the rims at the Breslin Center. And it just so happens to be the one that Michigan State shoots on in the first half. And Luka says, he says, every time we went there, this is how it went. In the first half, we'd get up. They'd struggle. We'd hit our buckets. In the second half, you go up, you're on this other side. It's the worst rim in all of college basketball, and they come back and they beat you.
I don't know. I mean, after a while, you'd have to. It sounds like excuses to me. I mean, wouldn't coaches say,
listen,
hey,
I'm
can we
not
get a
saying
new
it's,
rim?
I've never played on either one of them. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it's kind of cool that Luka Garza will go on a podcast and say, man, I think that they do something weird there to mess with the game. And I also don't think I don't put that past any level. I don't put that past anybody.
Ross, I will say this. I've been to a number of college basketball games beforehand because I would do television broadcast, and you'd get to the arena early enough to see some. They come out with, you know how on golf courses they have the step meter to measure how fast the greens are, right? You're able to do that. I've seen at arenas, and most of them that I've been to beforehand, they come out and they check the rim for the tightness.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
It has to be within a certain tolerance.
All right,
because you want them to both be the same. Usually rims are measured.
Breaking news on the Rush Radio: Travis Justice calls Luka Garza a liar. I'm impressed with how this is why you guys tune in. You wait for us to go out on a limb and speak our voice. This is it. There it was right there. Travis Justice calls out NBA star Luka Garza. Real quick.
No, I'm just saying. I think you start to look for excuses,
and I didn't know that they have. That's really cool that they have like a thing that they can judge.
Judge how tight, because you ever see rims that just seem super super tight, like when it bounces off the rim, or sometimes it's softer. They want the rims to be like the same tightness.
Yeah, I've seen that at the Breslin Center. No, okay, don't let you.
Such a jerk sometimes.
I'm sorry. I love it. I love being a snotty, being a shithead. Johnston girls basketball wrote into us and said, hey, you mentioned Glenn Phillips earlier. Glenn was in my days in high school, there was a kid down at Lincoln named Andrew Hill who was really talented. Dowling always had really talented guys. Glenn Phillips was the best basketball player that I remember seeing when I was in high school. His twin daughters start for Johnston along with Jenica Lewis.
No wonder you guys are loaded. Loaded.
That's really cool. Small world, and that's neat.
I wonder if Johnston actually came up. I was at a girls' high school basketball game last night, and Johnston came up because I was just talking to the coaches and stuff. And Marion High School, who I do the PA for, played Johnston a couple weeks ago over in Omaha, and we were just talking about the quality of girls' basketball in the state. And I'm like, God, I haven't seen anybody impressive. They're like, well, you should have gone to the Johnston game. I mean, they're like, they came in the night before, they were practicing, and you're like, oh, this is different. Usually you have the one star, like Jenica Lewis, who would dominate. They're like, you have Jenica Lewis, and you have like four others, right?
I've told you about when I very first went up to go watch Ames and Harrison Barnes and Doug McDermott and Boo Boo Paulo.
Oh, I forgot about Boo Boo Paulo.
They had, and I didn't know whatever year that was, there were like sophomores, and I went up there to go cover a game. Travis, they came out of the locker room. I didn't know who was the kid. I'm like, one of these guys is great. Because they all look amazing to me.
And to prove your point, the one everybody thought was great didn't turn out to be the NCAA's all-time leading scorer.
Exactly right. I knew who McDermott was because he looked just like his dad.
His dad.
Right, but it wasn't until the game started that you're like, oh, the kid that's jumping over the backboard is the one that's going to go to. I see. I get it now. Yeah, but I think that's what it's like when you see a team. When you watch a one player who's the standout, it's different than when you've got three or four like that. Very cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, Johnston basketball, and best of luck as you guys go into your postseason here. All right, here's a fun one, an update on an NBA story, okay? Remember Terry Rozier, the story that broke just a couple of weeks ago, right? Where he had been federally indicted in a gambling investigation.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yesterday, Travis, so his salary, obviously you're breaking the law, you're possibly fixing games. We don't know exactly what, but you're tied with gamblers as a professional while you're also employed by a professional organization, right?
Not a good association, by the way.
So his salary was frozen. At that point in time, as soon as this thing came out, they said, hey, wait a minute, we gotta figure out if we should be paying this guy to be doing this to us or not, right? Travis, yesterday his salary, after being placed in escrow from the beginning of December until end of January, was released to him.
Was it an interest-bearing escrow account?
Arbitrator found that under the terms of the collective bargaining agreement, players cannot be put on unpaid leave unless it's domestic abuse or child abuse.
So you can cheat the game and still get paid.
And they have to pay you.
When the next CBA comes up, do you think that's going to be added to it? Like, hey, we found a flaw. But you know what, Ross? Those are the unintended consequences when you're bargaining. You don't think that somebody's going to do that, right? You want, and you're the most guilty of it. You think the best of every human being out there until this happens. You're like, oh, we can't freeze his salary. How much was in the escrow account? Did they say?
I don't see that. Oh, wait. No. It just says the NBA Players Association appealed the agreement to withhold his salary, which is approximately $26 million.
Would that be for the year, or that was?
That's got to be for the year, but even that prorated out over even that, you're still talking about several $1 million. He pled not guilty. His attorneys basically came out and said, listen, this is an example of innocent until proven guilty. The NBA has already tried this thing in the court of public opinion. He's already guilty. Everybody needs to pump their brakes because we're going to prove that he's not guilty of this stuff. So maybe we'll all look back and go, oh, glad he got his money. But for right now, it does look strange.
And you know what he's like, I need paid. I got bills coming in.
Dude,
you're holding on to my money.
If you're making that much money, what are you doing fucking with gamblers?
You always want more money. You always want more money. Or you're spending. Or Ross, don't assume these people have that much money.
That's good. You're right.
People. I'll show you a lot of people who make a lot of money who are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yep. And big money. First of all, the $26 million, we all got to be smart enough to cut that way down. Not all of that is, we're still talking about millions of dollars, but you're right. More money, more problems. The guy's got big bills. Money is a relative thing. You're absolutely right about that.
How many times have we seen, oh, you're filing bankruptcy because you haven't paid your baby mama, or you've got a bad mortgage where you paid way too much for a house and your taxes are crazy.
Have you ever watched that 30 for 30
Broke, yeah. I mean, Bernie Kosar was paying for cell phones for like everybody. I think he should have owned Verizon for how many cell phones he had for people. Crazy. Hey, you gonna take a nap today?
What's that?
Are you gonna take a nap today?
Am I gonna take a nap today? I mean, yeah, sure. Now that you throw it out there, listen, I'm down. I'm always down for a good nap. You bet, man.
Thank God for the TiVo. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to stay up till 10 o'clock tonight to watch the Iowa Hawkeyes tip off against the Washington Huskies. A 10 o'clock tip. You go to the ESPN college basketball schedule, you go all the way down. It's the last. There's a couple of other 10 o'clock games, but Iowa and Washington is the last one. 10 o'clock tip. If you're watching this right now or listening to this show and you're going to stay up until at least midnight to watch that game, God bless you. But the nice thing is I've got the TiVo, and I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and get ready for the show and watch the game, fast forward through the commercials, and be done with that thing in about an hour and 15 minutes. And you know what? It counts as watching the game.
Yeah. That'll have to be my plan too, because there's no way. My plan will be to have been asleep for an hour by the time this game tips off. I might wake up refreshed at 10.
You might, it'd be that first wake up during your sleep cycle, and I'll check what the score is.
True.
You know,
Hawks favored by 1.5 tonight. Matchup predictor says Hawks 53%.
And they've been out west for a while because they played Oregon a couple days ago, but that was an early game.
Yep.
The body clock is weird. Can you get adjusted to West Coast time in 4 days? And I don't care I mean, this would be, even if it was an 8 o'clock tip, I think that's late when they play in Iowa City at 8. You're like, God, how do you prepare to play? I mean, I wonder if Ben McCollum's got him practicing at like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, here's our walkthrough, guys.
I think that's a great idea, honestly. Start to get your body ready for that. Remember, it's when we've talked to coaches in the past about this, it's like you try to stay on your clock. You try to stay, and as some of the guys are pointing out, it's 8 o'clock Central Time. It's 8 o'clock local time for the local guys.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock, and it's a 10 p.m. start in the Hawkeyes metaphysical clock, whatever that's called, right?
Now,
I think that's the right thing to do. Is you go out there and you practice late. You start to you spend these couple of days adjusting to that. I don't know.
I don't know, because I'm not a college athlete. And I look back to when I was 18 to 22, 23 years old. Usually that stuff doesn't bother you, but I would think it would be easier to say, hey, we're going to play a 10 o'clock in the morning game than a 10 o'clock at night game. Because you're sitting all day long. And there's sports psychologists with this. I'm sure they've got hey, you guys are going to nap here. You're going to do this. It's
true.
pretty regimented out.
Yeah. There's tons of stats on this, Travis, about what, and mostly in the NFL, because they've got the longest sample size about traveling West Coast to East Coast to West Coast, or even from the Midwest, and changing a couple of hours like this. Bad situation, and I think that maybe that part of our expectation for tonight or tomorrow morning when you go to watch this game, if they do get off to a slow start, if they do seem to run out of gas late in the second half, I'm not trying to build in excuses already, but I'm building in some excuses that if they lose this game, I'm not going to go, oh no, problems are happening. They're riding a 4-game winning streak. You come home with Northwestern. Got a couple of winnable games before this game, before you get back to Nebraska and Michigan and Nebraska's, because remember you still have a home
with Nebraska. Yeah. Washington's lost 4 of its last 6, and they had murderers row, man. Their 4 losses in those 6 games, Ross: Michigan, Michigan State, Nebraska, and Illinois. All teams 3 in the top 10. I got to look and see where Michigan State is at.
Those are the top 4 teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah. They've beaten Northwestern and Oregon. And everybody's beating Oregon.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We'll just see if they can guard Bennett Sturts, because Oregon couldn't guard Bennett Sturts. I'm sure they're looking at the tape going, hey, this is the guy we got to stop. This is the guy.
Easier said than done. Everybody's looked at it and said that, and really Iowa State's one of the only teams that's been able to really do that. I mean, to get him out of his game, to get him play at a tempo that matches what you want to play, it's very difficult. That's his strength. Tempo.
You look at the schedule, and the schedule's the schedule. I'm not going to say one's easier than the other, but you go out west. If you can get 2 wins here, man, that's awesome, because you're riding a 4-game winning streak. You get out of the West Coast by winning both your games, boom.
Yeah, completely agree. That's what we thought going into that, Travis. We looking at those games, you thought, get a win at the Oregon at Washington, and we thought it would be Oregon because everybody's beating Oregon. Did that handily. Like the Hawks' chances.
I like them too. I'm just not going to stay up to watch. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to watch the tip. I'm going to be asleep by 9 o'clock. I'll be like, okay. And I'm only here for half the show tomorrow, so that's.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that I thought for some reason I was thinking that was next week that you were.
Well, I'm going to be. I got to leave at 7 tomorrow, and then I'll do the show from out of town on Monday.
I knew that part. I was thinking for some reason that was next Thursday. I hope Justin's aware of. I hope Justin didn't make the same mistake I did, because
Justin usually reads his emails thoroughly.
What the hell?
I love you, brother.
Somebody asked, why do you get up at 4? Why do you get up at 4 a.m.? Why not just stay up later? Because getting up at 4 adds an hour for me, because Travis usually gets up at 3:30 or 4 anyway. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. Getting up at 4 would be 1 hour difference. Staying up, watching the game till midnight, that'd be like a 3.5 hour difference for me. I'm going to bed and then I'll watch it in the morning.
And that's fine. And Ross does this. I'm a routine person. I tend to stay in my routine. I don't like to get out of my routine. And that is, so if I went to bed at midnight, I would still get up at 4. I wouldn't say, I'm going to hit the snooze, give myself a half hour more. Ross knows something wrong if I haven't sent him an email by 5:05. He's like, What the hell's going on?
Yep.
Where's Travis at?
True
Usually
story.
by 4:56 or 5:01, there's an email in Ross's inbox saying, hey, here's some possible stories we're going to talk about. Because
this is the things I'd like to talk about.
I always say possible because that leaves the possibility of a rabbit hole, which there are plenty of rabbit holes we can go down.
There's always rabbit holes.
There are always rabbit holes, and that's why we like the one rabbit hole we don't have to go down, but we go down every single day. Fiscus Jewelers. Noel Fiscus Jewelers, they've got everything you want. And they've got a pair of diamond earrings they're letting us give away. That's right, give away. Valued at $700 at a carat full weight, 14 karat gold. Here's how you win those. You go to therushradio.com, you click on the promo tab. You tell us what song in your life evokes a memory of love, of passion, of hate. It can be whatever you want. But tell a story behind it. Tell a story behind it. You don't have to write a whole book, but tell us why. And yes, we've gotten some pretty good ones. We'll start reading them either tomorrow or on Friday. But win those diamond earrings. You'll have a great gift for Valentine's Day. And you'll get a visit Fiscus Jewelers up in Ankeny when you pick them up. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Okay. And you said it makes that noise every time you accelerate? Got it. Right. And does it happen only when it's cold out, or does it also happen after you've warmed up for a little bit? And how does that make you feel? Is your car feeling a little down this February? Come on down to Willis Volvo Cars and we'll get her feeling good. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or go online to willisvolvocars.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Zach here, your favorite Willis Infinity Service Advisor. Get your car the Valentine's Day gift it deserves. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th one free, plus take $25 off a new battery. When you come in for service, we will include a free alignment check. Schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Iowa Lottery and the weekly woohoo coming up on Friday. You can call in with your weekly woohoo for a chance at a $90 prize pack. We'll tell you what the prize pack is on Friday, and you can also sign up online with your weekly woohoo. Go to rushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and enter your weekly woohoo. We make it really, really easy for you. And don't forget about the Fire or Ice, a concert is nice promotion. You play it cool. Concert experience from the Iowa Lottery in the prize zone with the Fire 7s and Ice 7 scratch tickets. You can enter non-winning tickets into your Iowa Lottery VIP club account. Sign up at theiowalottery.com/VIP. Your chance to win 2 sweet tickets at a concert of your choice, either at the Casey Center or Jack Trice Stadium. That's going to be open until March. And I know there's another big event coming up from our good friends at the Full Court Press Establishment and El Bait Shop. Ross, you're going to be at the Barrel Age Brunch. There's still tickets available for the afternoon session. You're not going to want to miss that either, man. That's
my favorite beer event that has ever existed. And I've been to some awesome, really fun beer events. Barrel Aged Brunch is one that every year I look forward to. A group of my buddies like to go down there. My buddy Frank doesn't even drink, and he goes to the Barrel Aged Brunch.
Does he just smell the beer? Does he?
First of all, his wife really enjoys it. It's a fun time. And we'll be sitting at a big table and enjoying beers that are super tasty, some that we'll never have again. Legit. I'll probably have 2 or 3 different beers down there that it's the only time in my life I'll have access to them. Like Bruno was talking about, they do such a good job cultivating the beers for this event that they got kegs for this one that they said, we're going to hold those for next year. So the ones that were going to be special now, and breweries that don't exist. I've had beers at the Barrel Aged Brunch from breweries that don't exist anymore.
Can you imagine putting those in the cooler? It's like, don't touch until 2027.
I mean, there's a shelf life on them, but it can be several years if it's done right and it's a really good beer and all that. So yeah, I love me the Barrel Aged Brunch. Can't wait.
And of course, if you want to know what's going on at all the Full Court Press establishments, go to fullcourtpressdm.com. Sign up for the newsletter. That's packed full of information, and you'll get a lot of information right there. Tonight, Ross, we're going to find out who the new Pro Football Hall of Famers are. We know that Robert Kraft, out, not going to make it. We know that Bill Belichick, out, not going to make it. So it comes down to Ken Anderson, L.C. Greenwood, and Roger Craig.
I know who you're voting for.
I'm voting for Roger Craig.
You've been pretty clear about that.
He's an Iowan from Davenport, played at Nebraska, had a spectacular career with the 49ers, won back-to-back Super Bowls. And I was reading on him today, and you could almost say, and I never thought about it like this, you could almost say that Roger Craig changed the running back position.
Oh, wow. By being a receiver out of the backfield? Okay.
He's the first running back to run for 1,000 and catch for 1,000 in the same season. No running back did that before him.
Wow.
And the running back became a new weapon because you think of your traditional running backs, Tony Dorsett, Franco Harris, Herschel Walker, just these guys that were grounded pounders, and that's what they do. Well, all of a sudden you got a versatile guy like, okay, he could be a running back, but he could also be a receiver, and he changed the game. Now, would if somebody have done that? But maybe, most likely, but it had to be somebody, and it's Roger Craig.
And he was way ahead of his time because, if you would have started this conversation by saying, Ross, who was the first running back that was a receiving threat out of the backfield? I would have said, Marshall Faulk was that first guy that did that with
San Diego.
No, I was thinking Peyton Manning. Wasn't Marshall Faulk with? And who did the Rams? And
Rams.
He was with Indianapolis and the Rams. I remember him just being a receiving threat out of the backfield. But 10 years before that, maybe more, 10 years before that was Roger Craig. That's really impressive. I didn't realize he was the first to have 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing in the same.
Now
season.
Rob points out, he goes, it wasn't Roger Craig who changed position. It was Bill Walsh. Fine, but he was the running back that was able to do it.
Like all of that stuff with football, man, it's about the fit, and you got to give credit to everybody. I guess it's credit to Bill Walsh for having an innovative offense that allowed for that to happen, but credit to Roger Craig for being the first guy that really had the skill set, or the first to be able to show that skill set like that.
If it's not Roger Craig, you're going to have an upset Santa Clara, San Francisco. I mean, think about where the Super Bowl is. So you could do this announcement in San Francisco, in Santa Clara, and you would have a 49er get into the Hall of Fame. I remember Ken Anderson. He was the quarterback for the Bengals who took Cincinnati to the Super Bowl. If you would have told me that L.C. Greenwood was not a Hall of Famer, I would have said, what do you mean? L.C. Greenwood is, how you say it's a Hall of Fame, famous? L.C. Greenwood's famous.
Steel curtain, right? He's part of that Pittsburgh defense that defined,
Mean Joe Green
football for a long time.
Mel Blount. I mean, just unbelievable. And LC was one of those guys you're like, so what happens now is if whoever gets like 80% of the votes, you're in. If nobody gets 80%, the next guy with the highest vote tally gets in.
Okay.
There may be two.
Okay. If two get above 80%, then they're both guys get in. When I think of Ken Anderson, and I had to Google it, and the image in my head is unfortunately off.
He's got the porn stash.
He did have the porn stash. That part's right. I always envisioned him with the kicker single bar.
Oh yeah,
face mask. But he did. He at least had two. But I did in my head when you said Ken Anderson. The picture in my head was of a dude with a porn stash and the single bar chin strap style face mask.
What quarterback had that? Theismann did he? Didn't Theismann have the single bar? I thought Theismann had the single bar. Now we're going down a rabbit hole I didn't expect to go down, but I remember watching quarterbacks with like a single bar.
Theismann had the single bar. Good call, Trav.
Are you crazy?
Dudes that play hockey without masks.
I mean, if you ask most hockey players, they'd still rather play without masks.
Yeah, then you go back to the old times, and the goalies were wearing like, a catcher's mitt over there. You're like, what? Well, they weren't shooting the puck as hard as they do these days.
Hey there, don't you know?
Yeah,
Theismann
good
had
call
the one
on
bar.
The Theismann one bar. Damn.
There was a time where only kickers had the one. Do you even see the one bar anymore? Yeah. Is it illegal? Because you don't even see kickers have the one bar anymore. Just Google, is the one bar face mask illegal?
Who still wears the one bar?
Because that's like not having a face mask at all.
I did when I was looking at LC Greenwood. There was a fun thing of you can watch an LC Greenwood highlights package. Or as you would call it in 2026, a bunch of penalties.
Just a different game,
Just annihilating people, dude.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched the John Elway documentary on Netflix. Even John Elway, who doesn't seem like that long ago, when he first went in, it was just a different way of hitting people.
Yeah.
And you realize That's what got people's interest in the National Football League was the brutality of the game. Now, they've calmed it down a lot to the point where you think they're playing flag football like in the Pro Bowl last night.
I didn't watch it. You will have to tell me.
I didn't watch any of it. All I know is the NFC made a big comeback to beat the AFC 66-52. And you had former Pro Bowlers on the socials going, making a Pro Bowl used to mean something. It used to mean you were elite. Doesn't even mean that anymore. I think we just have an all-pro team. We don't need to play a flag football game. We don't need to have a charade. Just have an all-pro team and say, hey, you're an all-pro.
I think that would be enough. I think that'd be enough to say, congratulations, you won this honor. You are first team all-state Des Moines Register.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you got to go play in a game against the other states. It just means you won. You were honored. It's kind of like a Gold Glove, right? That doesn't mean you got to go play on the Gold Glove team. It just means.
As we've seen, all-star games have gone the way of the dodo. They're just not interesting anymore. Nobody plays defense. Hell, now they just pull flags off you in football. Basketball, that's just a free-for-all. Hockey's even a free-for-all. The skills competition in hockey is what I enjoy the most.
That's what I've always said they should do in baseball. I mean, I would love. Remember that I've said this so many times. You remember the Tom Amansky videos from when we were kids? When I was a kid, does this ring a bell to you, Tom Amansky? The baseball skills,
yeah.
And then the way that the videos worked was it was showing these 12, 13, 14-year-olds. There'd be they'd lay a garbage can at home plate. And the kids would try to throw the ball from center field and one hop it into the garbage can to simulate getting the ball into the good catching position, right? Do that with the majors. How much fun that would have been to see Mark Whitten and Ichiro Suzuki stand in right field and just launch baseballs. Take all these guys that we've had over the years that were amazing arms. Pirates had a dude for a long time that had a cannon. That'd be fun to watch guys demonstrate how good they could bunt. Well, we don't bunt anymore.
It's coming back. It's making.
What about a 40-yard dash? What if we had the 10 fastest guys in baseball do like one of those right field line drills? They line up on the right field line, right? They take their lead. Light goes green, and it's a sprint to a finish line. That'd be fun.
Until somebody pulled a hammy, they'd be like, "That's it. We're not doing this anymore." I think we like to watch people do something that's superhuman.
Yeah,
meaning the average person can't do it. Like when Tiger did his Nike commercial when he's bouncing the golf club, and then he hits it. You're like, I mean, how many people tried to?
Oh, a lot of people.
That?
A lot, thousands. Yeah. Every guy that was on a golf course was like, how hard is that to dink? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it would be like pot fly to left or left or right. Put your hand on the wall, and you get one step, and who's the most accurate? And you're like,
right.
Look at that gun. Look at that gun.
We can clock the speed, the time, and the accuracy. Yeah, see how much fun this even seems like.
I know.
We're
idea guys.
Dude, the old quarterback things that we used to watch where the quarterbacks would be in T-shirts and shorts. It was the quarterback skills competition, right? And you'd see Jeff George throw a ball 85 yards into a mechanical wide receiver.
Sounds easy.
And Travis, they would go all out because I remember one time it was like a tiebreaker between Marino and Elway or something, and the tiebreaker was who could throw the ball the furthest.
Well, and why they would go all out because they would really be competing against somebody like this to show their skill off. Hey, do you know who Ryan Kennedy is? Ever heard of Ryan Kennedy?
No.
Ryan Kennedy is the Detroit Lions fan who got into it with DK Metcalf.
Oh, God. What's going on now?
He has filed a $100 million defamation suit against DK Metcalf. Also included in the suit are the Pittsburgh Steelers, the field management staff at Ford Field, and Shannon Sharp. And what happened, and Ocho Cinco's in on this too, because Ocho Cinco went on the podcast with Shannon Sharp and accused him of making racial slurs, which Kennedy has said, I did not. I did not, and there's no proof that he did.
Okay.
And he's saying from the death threats to everything that's gone down afterwards, and nobody's done anything to say, hey, this didn't happen. Now, and he's like, all DK Metcalf has to do is say, you didn't say it. He goes, I said it. I called him by his real name, right? Or his mom's real, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people are saying he used.
Man.
So he's been taking. So now he's like, hey, if you're not going to correct this, if you're just going to go on a podcast and say this stuff, you're defaming me. You're making my life absolutely miserable, and I'm going to sue you for $100 million.
I'm glad you told me, because if you just would have said that guy's suing for, I'd been like, man, what a money grab. What a greedy asshole. You're the one who started it. You're the one who did. Now that you lay it out there of why, because when Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp, they weren't even there. What the hell? You're suing the field staff? I understand the DK Metcalf thing, but now it makes a little bit more sense. It's almost like, Trav, remember when you had the one about the NFL player whose ex-wife went on a podcast and said, oh yeah, his penis is too large for me.
Yeah.
And his new wife, they were basically suing her for the same sort of thing and people are like, well, why would you sue a lady for saying you got a massive hog? Like, no, they're suing because it's changed their life in ways that you don't understand. All of my buddies were like, I would not complain about some lady going on and be like, guys, it's too big.
Go into a restaurant or something like, oh, you've got a giant hog. Well, yes, I do. Would you like to see it? Too much? Too much there?
I mean, I think that you might have stepped over a line. I think, yeah.
I tend to step over lines every now and then.
When the host at Olive Garden is just trying to...
Want the unlimited breadsticks and salad? Yeah. Can I see your hog? Sure. Do I get it for free?
Travis would be that guy. They'd be like, table for two. He would go, yes, it is very impressive. Actually, it's very impressive.
I better make that table for three. I sit with my legs wide apart. Got to let it breathe. So it'd be interesting to see that way. Now, he's not going to get $100 million.
No, but you'd shoot that out there because then they'll settle. They will settle this. And I would imagine,
or they're going to do more investigation and they're going to say, no, you did it. I mean, but to take a lawsuit means you're probably pretty adamant that you didn't do anything wrong, which is, I'm not taking the guy's side. I'm just saying you better be able to prove something like that.
My default, maybe, and you say this all the time, Trav. I think the best in people, and I want to hope the best from people. When I hear this stuff, like when they said, "Oh, this guy said the N-word," well, watch the video, because I've been in situations where some racist asshole has said that. People around them react. That is a word that when you hear it, if you've got any moral compass at all, you regurgitate. You go, oh, what the? Who says that? And so when you see these sports things and there's these sports interactions and somebody says, oh yeah, he said the N-word, watch the video around it. Do you see people around it recoil? Go, Jesus.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You can't do that. I didn't see that.
I don't, and that's why there's a part of this that reminds me of the Muhammad Ali story. When he fought Weber, he would do this. Muhammad Ali would use race and ruin people's relationships in their own communities. He would call a guy, if he fighting a black guy, he's an Uncle Tom. You can't root for him. He ain't even black like me. And the black community would go, yeah, right. We're black like Muhammad Ali. Not like Joe Frazier. What? He would, if he fought a white guy, he would say, oh yeah, he called me the N-word. And then that guy would have to go on Dick Cavett and say, hey, this has ruined my relationships in my hometown. My black friends now don't like me because Muhammad Ali said I called him the N-word, and I never did.
Words can do damage, and that's what Ryan Kennedy is trying to get across.
I can't blame the guy now for suing. Now that you lay it out there like that, I can understand. The guy's getting death threats. Hey, I need you fellas that lied about me to come out and say you lied about me, because I don't want to die because of your lies. Wow.
Justin,
what's going on?
Hi,
Someone
Justin.
beat me to it already, but Trav talking about what he would do if someone brought up a podcast about his hog is Dirk Diggler. That was the first name. Trav would treat it like he's Dirk Diggler.
Superstar.
You got the touch.
He wanted to be a serious actor. He didn't want to be known for one thing. He wanted to take adult movies to a completely different level. If you haven't watched Boogie Nights, you're missing out, folks. You're missing out.
Best date night movie.
Roller Girl.
I think it is.
The best date night movie is Boogie Nights?
Think about it. It has everything for everyone. It's got action. It's got romance. It's got sex. It's got a great soundtrack.
It's got a creepy
funny.
Philip Seymour Hoffman in it.
Oh,
he's so good in it, though. You like my car, Dirk?
Roller Girl, Travis. You just that
Heather Graham.
You know how I know it's a great date night movie, Ross?
Because it works.
It works. And I remember to sell it to Megan, all I had to be was like, hey, Mark Wahlberg's a porn star. She's like, I'll watch. And then loved it. And it's got that like Tarantino.
Did you want to watch porn with you after that? She said, hey, dude, should we take this to a completely different level?
It's Boogie Nights.
Well, yeah. But you can go down different rabbit holes.
No.
It's the same, but
it's not.
Here, last night we watched Boogie Nights. Tonight we're going to watch Buddy Night. And
But yeah, best date night movie.
All right, I know we screwed up a lot today, especially during probably the McDonald's. Wow.
Yeah. I know we screwed up a lot today. Yeah, better get to it. All
The
right.
listeners corrected you on this one, though. But Omaha Blue was a McDonald's All-American. So they got you. They got you on that one. You were talking about...
Was he the only one, though, outside the list?
I didn't find any others.
Yeah.
I didn't find any others that you missed. You were talking about the one bar face mask.
Yeah.
It was banned in 2004. The last player to wear it was Scott Player. And do you know who Scott Player is?
No.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not like missing out on like, oh, this dude was fantastic. Google him. It is hysterical. It looks like a video game creation.
Is this guy? Who is
Big
this
old
guy?
handlebar mustache. The one bar just makes it cooler.
Was he a kicker?
Yeah.
Punter. He was a punter. Travis, how do we not know Scott Player?
It looks like something you would create with your buddies of like,
It
guys,
really
on
does.
this video game, I'm going to be the best punter ever.
Oh, my God.
This is
He looks like he'd be in Boogie
He's
Nights.
Hulk Hogan. He's Hulk Hogan in a football uniform. And he's got the single bar like all the way down to the chest bone.
Like, it's not doing anything. If he gets hit, that bar isn't
He's a
going to
punter.
protect anything. You can still hit a punter.
Hold on. This guy's story is going to be freaking amazing. It says he played college football for Florida State and then was signed by the Birmingham Barracudas as a street free agent in 1995. And then he goes from being with the Birmingham Barracudas to being the Cardinals, Giants, and Jets punter for about a decade. He plays with the Cardinals, Giants, Jets, back with the Cardinals, the Browns, the Patriots in 2008. He was a Pro Bowl punter in 2000. How do we not know this guy?
Because we're not Browns fans?
I'm so happy you guys found it as entertaining as I did. I was sitting there. You guys went to commercial break. I Google it. And I'm like, oh, this is sick.
Says after playing college football at Florida State, this is the Wikipedia page, he became a physical education teacher at Price Middle School. Then he was a teacher at Family
Mr.
Worship.
Player, what'd you do before this? I was a punter. I was the last one to wear the single bar face mask.
During his time as a PE teacher at the Family Worship Center Academy, he tried out to be the punter for the Birmingham Barracudas. After a brief stint with the now defunct Barracudas, he became the assistant head of fitness for the city of Birmingham.
For the whole city.
During that employment, he was signed by the Arizona Cardinals, like you do.
Last thing, Trav, your email was confusing.
I said Thursday and then next Monday.
You said, I got time
read
here.
it.
I got time.
Hurry, you got about 10 seconds.
You said, I have a company obligations on Thursday and Monday of next week.
Thursday, comma, and Monday
No
of next
comma.
week.
There was no comma.
Okay.
There's no
Okay,
comma.
I'll take
So
ownership
Ross and
of it.
Yes. I'll be
All
there,
right.
though. I'll be there. We got one, Ross. Finally. We got one.
Love you, boys. Fun day.
See ya. Everybody have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
New year, new lease on life, or on a new Nissan Kicks. Right now, we have a $299 per month lease on our 2026 Kicks SB. Also, take advantage of 0% financing on our 2026 Rogues and Muranos and our remaining 2025 Pathfinders. And we are thrilled to have the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra on our lot. This sporty compact sedan is ready to carry you through the new year in style. For more information, stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.